Hello, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience in the business now and over 30,000 clients worldwide. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this particular video on your spiritual family. Now, the things that I'm going to be talking with you about here are facts in my own consciousness, but I'm not putting them across to you as dogmatic statements of fact that you must accept on my word, okay? Because there's certain things that I can't convey to you, such as if I was to say to you, try to describe to you the difference between the smell of a rose and the smell of a gardenia, I would have a lot of trouble trying to explain to you what the difference is between those two. Whereas if I put a rose under your nose and then a gardenia under your nose, you say, got it. Well, that's what this video is all about. This video is about experiencing things in your consciousness, and you can only do that for yourself. So what I'm portraying here for you are not dogmatic statements of fact, but things that you can accept as a working hypothesis until you can prove the tenets of what I say to be valid in your own consciousness. And that, dear friend, will take time. Now, there's no need for me to give any introduction about who I am or anything, because you've no doubt watched one of my other videos. I've got over 160 videos now available on all aspects of personal and spiritual growth. And so you've probably watched one of those, and that's why you're watching a video such as this. This video can have a massive impact upon your consciousness. So just sit back and relax and enjoy the journey here with me, eh? I just want to remind you that just by watching this video, you are revealing your status on the path of evolution as a map maker and a pioneer of the new age. I also want to remind you that you are among a very tiny minority of pioneers who are able to relate to the things that I'm talking about here, and you are a tiny minority of those who are in incarnation at this time. I'm also making this video for those who are just new to New Age spirituality, but will be in the flower of their service in 10 to 15 years time from now. Some of the concepts that I'll be covering in this video will naturally therefore be beyond the level of imagination for a lot of those who will be watching it, except for a few of you who are on the crest of the wave of evolution and have been on the path of spiritual growth and unfoldment for a number of years. So some of the concepts that I'll be covering in this video will be beyond the imagination of all but a few of you who are on the crest of the wave of evolution, but the price that you pay for being a pioneer is that you don't have the comfort of the herd. Nevertheless, these truths that I'm going to share with you on this particular video must be revealed for both those who are on the crest of the wave of evolution and been there for some time, and those who will relate to it in the future. I therefore make no apology if this content in this video takes you beyond your comfort zone. An ever-present evolution of human consciousness that has now shifted and changed and deepened, that now involves the very evolution of the human species itself, has begun. A metamorphosis involving the emergence of a new kind of human being is underway. Everything is different now. Everyone, with or without their metaphysics, with or without their spirituality, everyone is embarking. Some of you have already begun. Everyone is embarking into a new terrain, into uncharted reality. You will have the opportunity to perhaps grasp the potentials, the possibilities, some of them stark, some of them shocking, some of them frightening, some of them stunning, stellar, and exhilarating. And more than grasp, you will have the opportunity to embrace and to create the triumph of your dreams and the dream. Everyone will have the opportunity to encounter or to confront those very same potentials, those very same possibilities. Stark, shocking, frightening, stunning, stellar, exhilarating. Everyone will have the opportunity to create, embrace, and to triumph as well. Everything is different now. One of the most potent, perhaps the most profound way of dealing with this encounter, of dealing with this confrontation, of the uncharted terrain, of the uncharted reality, is through cultivating and then working deeply, creating, cultivating, and then working deeply with spiritual family, specifically your spiritual family. Now, spiritual family is not new to any of you. Maybe the names and the labels are different, but spiritual family is not a new concept to any of you. For some of you, this idea was percolating into the consciousness of humanity in the 90s and the early years of the new century. It came as a hunger, a thirst, the longing for a new spirituality. Even though you are not quite sure what a spiritual family is, or why you should have one, there is something in the concept itself that captures your attention. There is some aspect of yourself deep inside that sounds the alarm. This concept is important. And now, perhaps more than ever before, spiritual family may be more important. More than important, it may be critical. It may be crucial. But just as the idea is not new to any of you, nor is the pursuit, sometimes hot pursuit, of spiritual family. Many of you have succeeded in many degrees and have the beginnings of what might be called spiritual family. No matter what level of success that you have achieved in this direction, each of you has experienced confusion and disappointment. Each of you has experienced delusion and has experienced pain in and around this concept of spiritual family. No matter how much you have succeeded, you have all known the pain, maybe the sorrow, of failure. Many of you are wary about upsetting the balance that you sense can be thrown out by going into something so deep and esoteric as the spiritual family. You feel too fragile for further scrutiny and evaluation. What is intended as protection can become defensiveness. I don't want to look. I don't want to deal. I have a spiritual family. Leave me alone, you say to yourself. You don't want to upset the balance that you fear is so fragile. Those of you who have known pain, you are wary of opening up old wounds, wary of hopes being dashed and dreams stolen once again. Each of you in your own way is wary. As much as the phrase itself, the idea and the pursuit intrigues and calls you. As seductive as it can be, as alluring as it can be, you are wary. I say this not to limit you. I say it instead to honour you. I say it to acknowledge you. I do understand that you are wary. No matter how much I know about the spiritual realities of our being and our existence, I cannot allow myself to slip into complacency. However much you know of spiritual family, whether just beginning or well on the road, everything is different now. No matter how many times I say that, no matter how many times you say it to yourself, or how many times you think you understand it, you are only just beginning to unravel the meaning of those words. Maybe there's no limit to what those words, everything is different now, means. Maybe the only limit is your ability and your willingness to perceive in a new way, to reach beyond the understanding and the awareness that has been defined and developed in the past, to discover a new awareness, a new understanding that has deeper meaning and greater wisdom that is only born of the future. Remember that you are the map makers. You are the dreamers and the dream weavers. You are the vision makers and the reality creators. You are part of what has historically been called the creative minority. Throughout the history of our planet, there has always been movement and change and growth that has been spurred, that has been stimulated, not by the majority, but by the creative minority. And you, map makers that you are part of a creative minority. You, together with your peers, are changing the course of the future. Not only for you and for those that you love and care about, but for your world. And not only for your world, but for that which is beyond your world. Everything is different now. So let us begin to perceive in a new way, to reach beyond the defined and developed meaning of spiritual family that comes out of the past. Because you see, if you are prepared to perceive in a new way, you can create your true spiritual family. Not to find a geographical location that you have to move to, as though they are somehow there waiting for you to show up, but with a new kind of perception, you can discover the true spiritual family. Your true spiritual family. With a new perception, and with that family, you can share all kinds of power, all kinds of talent and strength, creating your own synergy, a whole that is greater than the sum of the parts, that is so integral, that is so much a part of your great work, so much a part of your destiny. The true spiritual family can often be the way that you discover the new kinds of happiness and successes and all kinds of magic that yet waits for you to more fully craft the life that is truly what you really want. So let us begin as we look together at why spiritual family is so critical, so important, at this time in your growth? Why is spiritual family so important, so critical at this time? We will first take a look at spiritual family as it's defined in the past, and then consider the techniques and the components to unfold the true spiritual family. Why so valuable? Now, at this time of the evolution of consciousness on this planet, at this time of metamorphosis, now as so many are clamouring to destroy our world, so many who are willing to give up on the future, it is perhaps more important for some of these reasons. You have been working for years at becoming more loving and more understanding, more compassionate and more empathic. Your world is moving from a three-dimensional world of height, width and depth, and a fourth dimension of time. You are moving from a three-dimensional world to a multi-dimensional complexity. Everything is different now. You need a new basis of feedback. So much feedback has been based upon the past. You need, in this new multi-dimensional complexity, to get your feedback from the future instead of the past. And in so many ways, you don't know how to do that yet. The dimensions of reality are changing, and therefore you need a new method of feedback. You need a new way to reflect upon what is happening to you and what is happening to your reality. You cannot any longer turn to the authorities of the past. You need to become the authorities of a world becoming new. That is where spiritual family can come in to guide you in this new multi-dimensional complexity, to be a source of feedback. Not a biological family, but a spiritual family. Not a family defined by your community and your neighbourhood, but defined by your spirituality. Your spirituality, as deep and as beautiful and as expansive as it has been, is going to expand exponentially in ways that you cannot yet conceive, that you cannot yet imagine. Not just for you, but for everyone. Everything is different now. You need feedback as you move from one world, not just a reordering of an old world, but to a new world. As you emerge, not just as an evolved human being, but as a different kind of human being. The spirituality deepening and changing. And this is where family can be guidance and feedback, can give you that feedback and that reflection. Now, more important than it has ever been. The value of a spiritual family comes in trusting and dreaming, having a new kind of trust, a new basis of trust, as everything is different now. My friends, you are moving into realms that are beyond your imagination, that are beyond your belief. You have to reach deeper than what your levels of trust have allowed hitherto. You need to reach deeper than your levels of love have allowed hitherto. You need to establish a new foundation, not just expand or fix the old floor that your spirituality has been based on to date. There is so much more that is out there that is currently beyond your present spiritual foundation. You are moving into a new world that is beyond what you currently consciously can create. Into a world that you are literally not capable of consciously creating. Into a world that is created by your future self, your higher self, your soul and spirit, and God, Goddess, all it is. You are moving into a world that you cannot consciously create, a more real world. You need feedback. You need feedback. You also need a basis of trust. No matter what dreams that you have been experiencing, daydreams, night dreams, meditative experiences, gestalts of awareness, your dreams are going to take a catapulting leap forward. You are going to dream dreams like you have never dreamt before. Bigger dreams, grander dreams, more far-reaching dreams. It is spiritual family that can help you with foundation and can help you as a catalyst to trust and dream more than you have ever done so before. Building your communication with your spiritual family begins with the science of meditation. My CDs are scientifically designed to expand your consciousness exponentially and to develop a new kind of communication with the inner world of your spiritual family, your true spiritual family. To develop a new language of imagination. Imagination is a language. It's the language of the soul. It's the language of the inner world. It's the language that you can use to communicate between yourself and your spiritual family. To start with, you can develop your spiritual family as your future self, as your higher self, as your soul and spirit, and as God, Goddess, all it is. That's sufficient for you at this particular stage. There's much more there as a spiritual family ready to work with you whenever you go through my intensives. My intensives are designed to expand your consciousness exponentially and bring you into a new dimensional reality that is beyond what you can now imagine. Many meditative processes there within my CDs are designed scientifically to transform your consciousness, to transform your belief patterns, and to start you off on a journey of discovery that will help you to become all that you can be and more. Admittedly, there are some who get to a certain stage in my third intensive where they can't go beyond that stage. In those CDs there in intensive number 3, I introduce you to my spiritual teacher, a being from Sirius, a being who's not physical, but who you can learn so much from. I'm trying to convey to you here something that is so deep and so mysterious but incredibly beautiful about our reality and your place in that reality, that I can't just spit it out in one of these videos what I'm talking about. I have to scientifically expand your consciousness for you to be able to believe the things and allow the things in that I'm conveying to you. That's what my CDs are designed to do. None of my videos will ever take you to that point where you will meet my spiritual teacher. None of my videos will ever take you to that point where you get that scientific expansion of your consciousness whereby you can allow in the incredible truths that I'm sharing with you there. So it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. I look forward to working further with you as you progress through my CDs, as you progress through my videos, as you progress through my intensives. Subscribe to my videos, subscribe to my website, and let's work together as a team to help you to become all that you can be and more, and to develop your true spiritual family. There's so many out there who are beyond the human level altogether, who are ready to help whenever you are ready to receive that help and to allow that help in. Read some of the testimonials there on my intensives of people who've had their lives transformed. Get your horoscope number 2 done by me for only $10, a beautiful 20-page printout that tells you what qualities, principles and values that you bring over with you from past lives, and what qualities, principles and values that you're working on in this. Very important information that can help you to become all that you can be and more. And horoscope number 1 is thrown in with that gives you events and conditions over the next 30 months according to your progressions of the moon and the planetary progressions in your individual horoscope, not just a generality for everyone of your sign. And allow me to speak with you individually on horoscope number 3, where I can tell you how beautiful that you are and what qualities, principles and values that you're developing in this lifetime, and what hurdles that you've set up for yourself in this lifetime and why you set up those hurdles. There's just so much there for you to learn. So I thank you for your attentiveness. I look forward to working further with you as you progress through my intensives, videos and CDs. And I wish you well in life in the future, in the development of your true spiritual family. Thank you.